Welcome to the Pitching Academy. Again, my name is Dan Gazaway. Today I want to switch things up just a little bit. We've talked a lot about pitching grips and a lot about mechanics, and I thought it would be a good change to tell you what some of my students go through when they learn how to throw a different pitch. And the first day, I'd like to take the opportunity to talk about the changeup. A lot of people, when they learn a different pitch, their mechanics change a little bit and they can't throw a good pitch no matter what they're trying to throw, simply because their mechanics mess up. Now here is the mechanical flaw that a lot of pitchers make when they throw a good changeup, or when they attempt to throw a good circle change. Remember, just as a review, to throw a good circle change, the grip really isn't 100% important. More importantly than the grip is how you're throwing the baseball. At release point, you should be throwing the ball with your the C at the glove instead of right here. That's your goal, is to throw it right here. It has to do with wrist and forearm angle. And you know that if you've been watching these videos, if you've been following the Pitching Academy for a while. But here is a common problem. A lot of people say, okay, I am throwing the C at the glove. What's the problem then? Here is a common flaw in pitching mechanics and when they try to release the ball, even though you might think you're throwing the ball the right way. And I'm going to do this with two different angles. A lot of times, remember, when you're throwing a fastball, you've got to make sure that your shoulders are square, that this shoulder doesn't drop down, okay? Typical fastball mechanics. If your head stays over your center of gravity, which is your belly button, all the way straight towards home plate, if home plate were that way, if my head stayed over my belly button, I'm good to go. But the minute I drop that shoulder and come down, and then I try to throw a pitch, something messes up, okay? Actually, not something, but your energy isn't going straight towards home plate, therefore you're going to be hard-pressed to throw a strike. And if you do throw a strike, it's going to be a little bit slower. So it's been my experience with the pitchers that I've worked with, when they're throwing their circle change and they drop their shoulder, what they're going to end up doing, instead of leading with their hips, they drop their shoulder. Once they drop this one, they tend, with the circle change, they tend to bring that arm out like this, and then they're throwing the ball with their arm almost straight when they try to throw that pitch. So at this angle, it looks like this. They drop that shoulder and they straighten out that arm, then they're left right here, and then they just kind of throw the ball like this. And with their natural fastball arm slot, if their arm slot is right here like mine is, my natural arm slot is right here, and it's relaxed. Well, if I drop that shoulder in the changeup, I drop the shoulder and straighten out that arm, that's not my natural arm slot. I've got to keep the same arm slot when I throw that pitch. One of the good ways to work on this, if you have that problem, if you have a video camera, and you slow that down, if you find that you do have that issue, one of the things as I recommend doing is dropping the ball and glove, okay, setting it aside and doing a few practice throws with it, making sure you're doing the squeeze and swivel, and then you're just relaxing that arm coming through, making sure that you're throwing that C at the glove. And it's just a relaxed throw, throw it with your hips, relax, and just do that repetition until you finally get a ball in your hand and you can throw it relaxed. Remember, if we throw any baseball flexed, it's going to slow down our arm speed. But when we relax and let the ball go, our arm speed speeds up. It's a lot healthier on our arm, and we don't feel it. Again, if you have any questions, just go to thepitchingacademy.com, and we'd be more than happy to address some of those questions. Sometimes it takes us actually a week or two to get back to you, depending on how many questions we have from week to week. Sometimes we only get 5 in a day, and sometimes we get 30 in a day. So please be patient with us, but we'd love to help out any way that we possibly can. Keep the questions coming, guys. Take care.